and Facebook.
At Power 108.9.
It's the exact same thing. It's at Power 108.9.
Okay.
Power 108.9, a station for the people.
Honest question. Do you really know what's going on in the Metro Atlanta real estate market?
I own half of Atlanta. You believe that? Real estate.
Team Todd Realty Group.
Atlanta has become a hotbed for real estate, and it's consistently growing by the day.
Nikita Todd and the good folks with Team Todd Realty Group are here to assist you with any of your real estate needs. Looking to buy a house?
What I would tell a first-time home buyer is to make sure that you have saved adequately.
Thinking about that investment property?
You reach out to me because, of course, I have a lot of resources.
Or trying to sell your house?
It's always best to consult with your realtor first. We have options to get your house on the market as quickly as possible. And we also have other options to where you can purchase with cash and sell your home later. So it's always best to consult a realtor because we have a lot of tricks of the trade that not everybody's privy to.
Don't wait another minute. Go to www.teamtoddrealty.com for more information.
Team Todd Realty Group.
If you're a content creator, social media socialite, influencer, or simply love to record current events, you need the Joystick. The Joystick is an essential tool for every type of digital content creator. It holds 2 or more mobile phones or tablets, allowing users to stream and record hands-free on multiple apps simultaneously. And it's lightweight and portable. For more information or to purchase your Joystick today, visit our website at www.joystick.com.
Yo, it's Michael McFadden for our friends over at Credit Building Professionals. You know what they do? They help their clients achieve better credit. How? Late payments, fraud, liens, charge-offs, student loans. They do it all. Get results in 30 to 90 days, and it's very simple to contact them. Hit them up on their website, creditbuildingprofessionals.com, or give them a call, 678-447-2012. Once again, 678-447-2012. Tell them you heard it on Power 108.9. What up, Credit Craig? Question: what's the only station where you can get R&B, hip-hop, pop, and talk radio? Time's up.
Power 108.9, a station for the people. The opinions and views expressed by this program are those of the program host, and guest, and do not necessarily reflect the views of Power 108.9 and its officials. We hope you enjoy.
Power 108.9 is
The website.
Hey, we got an awesome show for you today.
Power.
Wait up, shout it. 108.9 is the website. There's the website. Got some super duper cool people.
With Michael and friends. So much power.
Check. Mornings with Michael and friends right here on Power 108.9. Got an awesome show for you today. Got some cool people hanging out with us today. As a matter of fact, today's show is being brought to you by Nikita Todd and the Team Todd Realty Group, dedicated to helping people realize the dream of home ownership. For more information, you can visit her website, teamtoddrealtygroup.com. And she is back in the building with us today. And we got some questions for her today. Talk about this real estate, John. And as always, we got your birthdays and shout outs. We got your national days. We got your on this days. We got all that stuff for you. And we got some news for y'all. Hey, J-Lo is married, ladies and gentlemen, finally. Hey, we'll tell you, did J-Lo keep her last name, though? That is the question. Or is she going to do the hyphen John? We're going to find out. And we might ask Nikita. You know, Nikita's big date is coming as well. We're going to see if she's going to do the hyphen John or just drop it all together. Also, we're going to talk about Robert Kelly. They're moving him. They don't even care. Y'all didn't even talk about Ivana Trump passing away. Y'all is so petty. Why y'all didn't talk about that lady's death? That's so bad. And Starbucks is closing some stores. Who else is in the news? The elderly woman falls into a pond in Florida. I'll tell y'all, it was not a good result. And did I mention that today's show is being brought to you by Nikita Todd and the Team Todd Realty Group? Hey, check out the website, Nikita Todd, teamtoddrealtygroup.com. And you can follow on social media, too. Yeah, she got a little fire social media page. She be doing stories, though. Don't go nowhere. We'll be right back. Mornings, Michael, friends, Power 108.9. Let's go.
Honest question. Do you really know what's going on in the Metro Atlanta real estate market?
I own half of Atlanta. You believe that? Real estate.
Team Todd Realty Group.
Atlanta has become a hotbed for real estate, and it's consistently growing by the day.
Nikita Todd and the good folks with Team Todd Realty Group are here to assist you with any of your real estate needs. Looking to buy a house?
What I would tell a first-time home buyer is to make sure that you have saved adequately.
Thinking about that investment property?
Reach out to me because, of course, I have a lot of resources.
Or trying to sell your house?
It's always best to consult with your realtor first. We have options to get your house on the market as quickly as possible. And we also have other options to where you can purchase with cash and sell your home later. So it's always best to consult a realtor because we have a lot of tricks of the trade that not everybody's privy to.
Don't wait another minute. Go to www.teamtoddrealty.com for more information.
Team Todd Realty Group.
Is there such thing as a work husband or a work wife?
They say, you know, you my work husband. No, the hell I ain't. No chicken nuggets, none of that shit. I cannot be relied on at work for your ass.
I wish a woman would come to me, but like, that's my work husband. I'm like, bitch, no, he's not.
Power 108.9, a station for the people.
Hey, welcome back. Mornings with Michael and Friends, Power 108.9. Oh, hold on, I gotta go. We gotta go syndicate. Hold on. Let me find Nikita microphone. Nikita. No, that's not you. Hold on, let's try it one time. Nikita. No, that's not you. Oh no, everything turned down. All right, try it again.
Good morning.
Oh, there you go. Nikita Todd's in the building.
Good morning.
Why'd you look down like that? Like you had to. You was like, good morning. Like you wanted a Grammy award. No, that's a BET award when they do that down there.
Well, when they bend down?
Yeah, when they bend down on the mic and they grab it too. Yeah, I want to thank my mama. I want to thank my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Who the first person you thanking when you win your Emmy?
Of course, my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, awesome.
And then, of course, my mom and dad.
There you go. That's what I'm talking about. The right folks. What's your dad time was in that Peachtree though?
Actually, he was only 5 minutes behind you, and my father's 70.
Hold on. Hold on. Why are you watching my time though?
But because my father said I was only 5 minutes behind Michael.
How he know?
Because you know both of y'all compete against each other, but don't really talk to each other for real.
Is your daddy that petty? He really looked at my time.
You petty too.
First of all, Mr. Todd, I have not ran since November of 2021, sir. So when you ready to run it back July 4th, 2023, we're going to check them times then. How about that?
But you are 20 years younger than my father.
I haven't ran since November. Your daddy be running every day.
Exactly. He runs 70 miles every day.
That's right. And I still got him now.
We'll see what you got at 70.
Whatever. Mm-hmm. Hey, today's National Get Out of the Doghouse Day. It's also National Caviar Day, and it's also National Sour Candy Day. So those are 3 national days that we celebrate today. Any one of those just stand out in particular to you right off the bat?
Maybe someone has some caviar on sale today.
You be on that caviar?
I love it.
Really? Mm-hmm. What you eat it by itself? Because it's just eggs, right?
Yeah, it's heron.
Okay.
Yeah, I think, yeah.
Heroin? What you
heron.
Say? Oh, okay.
Heron, like the fish. But no, you eat it on different things.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's not like
but you can just eat it out the jar.
I'm about to say, yeah, it's just little eggs. Oh, yeah, I'm good on the caviar, John.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you must not be in the doghouse this week.
I'm never in the doghouse.
Okay. No, don't. Yes, you are.
No, I'm not.
You've been on after show calls where I call wifey, and she'll tell you his ass in the doghouse.
Oh, you said me.
No, I said you at first. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But I'm saying you've been in the studio after the show when I call wifey.
Oh, talking about you being in the doghouse.
Yeah, and she'll clearly say his ass in the doghouse.
Yeah, I don't like him today.
Yeah, exactly. She says that. And then Sour Candy Day. Any sour candies that stand out to you?
I love them. I love Sour Patch Kids.
Oh, you be on those?
That's my one.
Okay. Yeah. And Sour Patch Kids. What else is the little sour junk? I know Malik used to crush them as a kid. They just too bitter for me, I guess.
Yeah, I used to love the the little one, the lemon heads.
Oh yeah, to definitely do some lemon heads. Yeah. And then they came out with the cherry chan. You remember those Jones?
Yeah, but those were sweet.
I know, I loved it. I was just different subject.
Okay.
Yeah, just going off somewhere else to a different subject. Hey, a couple of things in the news real quick, man. Congratulations to J-Lo. J-Lo and Ben celebrated their big day. They tied the knot in Las Vegas 3 months after becoming engaged and 20 years after the actor first got down on one knee. So 20 years later, the love came back. The couple, collectively known as, we already know that part. J-Lo changes her name, though, after tying the knot to Ben. So now she's going to go by Jennifer Affleck.
Good.
Yeah, she's gonna go by Jennifer Affleck. I guess no more Lopez, no hyphen, no nothing.
Let it go. She just
let it go.
Let all of her insecurities and inhibitions down to finally become somebody's wife.
Hell, I would have became Ben Lopez. I'd have been Michael Lopez all goddamn day.
But how do you think A-Rod feel?
Oh, that they got married again? I'm just like 20 years before. So, well, it was a movie. If you truly love something, let it go.
Right.
And if it comes back, it was true love. This is the case of that, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It's confusing to the public eye, but you never know what's going on in the and behind the scenes. But I think their time just wasn't right at the time. They were probably just immature.
Yeah.
It was a power struggle between both of them.
That's true. That makes sense. Guys, I was just watching something that talked about that power struggle. What was I watching? Oh, it was I've been on this WWE wrestling. Were you a wrestling fan growing up?
I used to be like the glow with the ladies.
Oh, the gorgeous ladies of wrestling.
And then of course I used to watch TBS, with Jimmy Snuka and all of them people.
Look at you.
But not this current generation. I can't get into that wrestling.
And she said wrestling. How old is that lady over there? But they were talking about, so A&E have been doing these biographies of wrestlers, and just telling you the story of it. Last night was Goldberg.
Okay. You
remember Goldberg?
I don't.
You don't remember? Oh, you got to remember.
Is that the one he had a bald head?
Yeah, with the goatee.
Yeah.
They was telling his story. He's a great football player. He played at University of Georgia. He actually played for the Atlanta Falcons for about a year. And had a nice little cup of coffee in the NFL for a minute. But when he got out, his accountant, he was 30 years old, trying to figure out what it was that he wanted to do with his life, because the football wasn't it, just too many injuries for him. And his accountant was like, hey, try this wrestling thing out. So he went to a camp that they usually do. And then from the time that he went to the wrestling camp, the first day, 24 months later, he was the world champion. He beat Hulk Hogan for the belt. And Hulk Hogan was the one that said, yo, he's the next guy. I'll lose to him to help catapult him. But anyway, I was saying that because of something that you just said about Ben and J-Lo. He left wrestling because he really never, it was all about business for him. And it wasn't about, for him, it was all about the business, and it wasn't about, being a fan of the sport or however you want to. So he never learned the mechanics of wrestling. He never, the pomp and circumstance that come with wrestling. He was never about that. He was like Mike Tyson, let's fast fight, get out. Out the game for 12 years, got married, had a son, and he was just saying how hard it was for him, for his wife and his son to understand who Goldberg was. You can go to YouTube and see it, but they never saw it in person. And after 12 years of being out of the game and maturing, he finally came back to the WWE to wrestle one more time, and his family got an opportunity to see him as Goldberg and not just Bill. And he said that was the best thing in his life, especially with the wife. The wife was the one who kind of just brought it out of him and said, you'll be okay. Go ahead and let him see. So me, I be getting goosebumps from shit like that. But it was just a cool story to see his maturity from when he was, on the top of his game in the WWE to when he not lost at all, but he was basically, he was just out of the game. So that happens in people's lives.
Yeah.
That happens in people's lives.
Yeah,
growing up.
Yeah, probably just not ready at the time.
Yeah.
And so you have to go through a couple things to have a true appreciation. That's on both sides.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything stick out your mind when you just needed some time to really just grow up?
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, of course, as a young mother, and I was a mother at 30, but still, very naive to what that looked like. So much different mindset than I had when I first had them. And then, of course, going into, my next marriage, I was married before. And so trying to understand, really what my role is, and defining what that looks like. And as a mature person, I can now really truly understand what my role is.
Makes sense. And I'm the same way. I think the same thing happened Malik. I think it probably took me about 24, 72 months or so to really understand that, Negro, you a daddy now.
Yeah. It takes the men a lot longer just because you're not carrying the seed. Women automatically, okay, I'm a mama, because you're carrying the baby for 10 months. But men, it takes them a couple years to get on board.
Yeah, it took me a minute. So I guess the question is, the name change.
Mm-hmm.
Hank Tankett, your name, or you go?
Child, please. He'll kill himself in the middle of the street. He took my name. No, actually, I'm gonna change my entire last name.
Nice.
I'm not gonna hyphenate anything. I am gonna be Nikita Hankerson.
Breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. Yes. Breaking news. Now, was that a discussion that y'all had prior to?
No.
Oh, okay.
This is again maturity, right?
Yeah.
So this is something that I want. He had never said anything to me about it. He didn't say anything about, are you gonna hyphenate your name? Why did you hyphenate your name? It was never a conversation. It was what I wanted to do because I feel like I'm fully in to this as I'm going into this next marriage.
Into this partnership, this businessship,
yep,
marriage
absolutely.
is what we call it.
Yep.
So, real question, since we've been so candid, what are you going to do different this time?
What I'm going to do different. Of course, ego, has a lot to do with it, right? So, of course, putting my ego aside as much as I possibly can to see both sides. Because oftentimes where people have a separation is when your ego gets in the way and it's my way, I'm right, you're wrong. I'm never really looking at the full picture.
Gotcha.
And so that's where I will say most of my maturity has come from because I'm very headstrong. I'm very stubborn. And I think my way is always the right way.
What's your sign?
Scorpio.
Mm-hmm. That's why when you come in here, you had to turn to the side because of that big ass head that comes through the door.
See, okay, there you go.
You set yourself up for that.
Yeah, I used to be married to a Sagittarius, so I can go into you too.
This is not about me. This has nothing to do with me. That's a damn shame. You see
you started talking about my head.
You said you got a big head.
No, I said I'm very headstrong.
Oh, headstrong.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Headstrong.
Mm-hmm.
My bad. So congratulations to Ben and J-Lo. Damn, what was it? What rapper was that? They said just like Ben and J-Lo. What song was that?
I don't know that one.
Yes, you do.
I don't.
DJ Hersey on right now. DJ Hersey, what song was that? Just kind of like Ben and J-Lo. Damn, I'm gonna think about it. I can't see my comments over here. Mm-hmm. I broke our camera system yesterday.
Oh, how'd you do that?
It's probably this 50-year-old phone.
It has a whole. You dropped it on the ground?
Nah, I just came in. It was like that. So this is what we use to stream the show, y'all. This is how y'all get to see all this beautiful footage. There go the comments. I can see the comments now. Okay, Teresa said good morning. Who is that? Todd Covington.
Yep, that's an old law officer I used to work with. Me and Tasha.
Hey, what up, Todd? He said Strugan eggs. Is that an inside joke?
I don't know.
Okay, yeah, it could be. So yeah, but what was that song, y'all? Moving on, just like Ben and J-Lo. It's gonna come to me anyway. Hey, Nikita Todd is in the building. Team Todd Realty Group. Y'all know Moving Properties Monday. You got any new listings you want to talk about?
Not right now. Everything has been sold. Working with a lot of buyers right now because they're finding a lot of success just because our market has shifted a little bit. So that's where my concentration has been the last couple of weeks.
Shifted. When you say shifting, tell the people what you mean.
So coming into the beginning of the year, we were still in a heavily advantaged sellers market where people were still over, bidding wars, lack of inventory, just a rat race, just because of course the interest rates are extremely low. Since the Feds have increased the rates and we're seeing rates at close to 6%, our market has shifted to somewhat of a balanced market. And so houses are staying on the market a lot longer than they were before. Not as many buyers in the market just because, of course, they've kind of been priced out with not only the price, the actual interest rate, so the monthly payments are higher. So we're moving more into a balanced market to where we probably can see an uptick in inventory. And people, don't feel as though that they're overpaying per se, just because, of course, they feel like they're actually being heard in the negotiation process.
So here's the question. A couple of questions for you for today's show. And speaking about the buyers, how many houses should a person view before purchasing one?
So that's subjective. When you say should, right? I'll say what I suggest is probably no more than 10. Just because, of course, they start to get confusing. Because really, ultimately, if you're looking in a micro market, there's not going to be, in this particular market, it's not going to be that much of a difference in selection, right? If you are, looking for a certain school district, certain price range, you're going to be limited these days. And so I would say probably, you probably don't need to see more than 10.
When working with buyers and you're going through this home buying process, as a realtor, what are some of the things that you are advising your clients to look out for when it comes to purchasing the house outside of the micro economics like school and crime and traffic and all that stuff, but the macro as it pertains to the house itself? What is your advice to clients?
So the house, itself is to see how well someone has maintained the house. I mean, because of course we have a lot of resales in the market versus new construction, right? So looking at resales, you want to see how well the person was, maintaining the house. Basically, just like a car. Did they, upgrade the AC, the AC system?
Did they ever get a goddamn oil change?
Exactly. Are they changing the filters in the AC unit, right? Because of course you can see the residue on the return vents. Are you looking for, just the maintenance schedule of the house to make sure they've changed, replaced the roof if it's over a certain amount, of years old. So just basically looking at the maintenance and asking those type of questions.
Me and Tasha stopped by Home Depot the other day. I saw a couple walking out of Home Depot. I guess they was trying to get the size of their air filter, so they brought the old air filter in.
The nasty one.
Man, that thing was so damn dirty. I was like, yeah, he never changed that junk. Never ever changed that junk. And those are that's where some of the most expensive calls come from when it comes to repairing, like not paying attention to small stuff like that. And even with that roof, a lot of people don't pay attention to that roof, do they?
No, they don't. And so you then come up with leaks. You come up with inefficiencies in your air condition and heating bills. If your insulation is not done correctly, that's the roof down inside of the attic where you have your either the foam or the fiberglass type of insulation.
That shit make you itch.
Yes,
boy.
but all of those things matter at the end of the day when you're trying to save $1.
I'm sorry, I just cursed. My bad. I just think about that fiberglass in my grandmama's house. That not the fiberglass. The pink stuff. Yeah. Oh, that stuff made you itch. That and that damn angel hair my mama used to put on the Christmas tree. You remember that angel hair?
I do remember.
Your mama used to use that on the tree.
I think we've maybe used it once or twice.
Oh my goodness.
We used to use tinsel. You remember the tinsel?
Oh yeah, the tinsel. That stuff be everywhere too. Lord have mercy. Nikita Todd is in the building with us. We talk about how many houses a person should view before they purchase the home. She said it's very subjective. But how about this though? With buyers, not buyers, with sellers. Should a seller, prior to listing, should they order their own home inspection?
Absolutely. And the reason being, and that's, where a lot of value comes in, because of course, let's just say if you purchased the home or you were selling your house and you never got an inspection, you don't know what you can't see. I mean, even though you live there all the time, you don't know what's deteriorating, underneath your feet. So it's always best to get a home inspection so you can, wipe out a lot of questions that the buyer's going to have when they pull their own report. Because of course, if you can eliminate a lot of the things that, prior to, then more than likely the buyer won't cancel.
Can I be? Is there a statute of limitations on disclosing what your house sale?
No, there's no statute of limitation. You always have to disclose what you know.
I'm talking about after the fact, though.
What do you mean?
Let's just say you was working with a seller back in the day, and then the buyers had stuff on their list that they wanted fixed, but it didn't get fixed.
Well, I mean, that's when you have a good realtor, because of course you want to make sure these things are done before you even close.
But I'm just saying though, the selling agent was a great agent, and they were able to navigate through it. Is there a statute of limitations on it?
Well,
you know what? I don't give a damn, because there ain't nobody gonna come get me. Can I be honest?
You can.
Look how she looking. Look how she looking. There was an electrical socket in the house on Robinson Forest, on the second floor landing where the study thing was. It never worked.
Well, I mean, that's the fault of their agent.
Yeah, it never worked.
Or their inspector. I'm sorry, their inspector.
So I said,
the inspector was supposed to get that.
Yeah, because it was on the wall. We never used it, and I said, "Oh, I fixed it. I tried. I watched a couple of videos. I tried.
Was it in the inspection report?
Yeah. It was so minor. It was so
Okay.
minor. Yeah, it was a little plug right there. I didn't fix
But it's
it.
one of those things where depending on how type A your real estate agent is.
I tried to connect it, but I got that first goddamn joke. Oof. Yeah, I was like, yeah, I'm good.
You're supposed to turn it off at the breaker, sir.
It was a little small one, so I thought it would. They hit your ass like that. Nikita Todd is in the building with us today. Wedding plans.
Yes.
Are you finished planning?
No, I'm still planning.
Are you going to enjoy your wedding?
Absolutely. That's why I'm trying to get as much done on the front end versus the back end. I'm truly going to enjoy this, and all the guests that are invited are going to enjoy it as well too.
Oh, I don't know. Between you and Mrs. McFadden, I don't know.
Yeah, and actually, and that's why I'm still planning because I have to get with Mrs. McFadden.
For what? Don't get her stressed out now.
No, I'm not gonna.
We just
her.
coming to visit and hang out.
You are. She's not going to be a part of the day of. She's just helping me get ready for the day of.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
And she's not in the wedding, correct?
No, she's not.
Oh, okay, because we make you sign this damn disclaimer if we're in this wedding. You remember?
What's the disclaimer?
So if you. So if we had to be in a wedding, the NDA basically, I don't know if it's the NDA, but it says that if you don't stay married longer than 20 years, then you need to reimburse us for all of our costs plus inflation. So 20 years, shout it.
Well, I plan to ride this one to the wheels.
I have not been invited to. I have not been asked to be in a wedding in 15 years because of that. Yep, because of that. Yep, okay. I can send it right over if you need it.
Okay, I appreciate it.
Hey, what is that called? What do they call it? You know when you get the signatures for stuff? There's a petition out there. It's a move on petition. It's looking to have Associate Justice Clarence Thomas resign or impeach from the Supreme Court due to his overruling of Roe versus Wade and the revelations of his wife's attempt to overturn the 2020 election results. There are up to 1.2 million signatures as of now. Folks trying to get them out.
I'm not an advocate of him or a fan, but why only him? Why not everybody else?
All the people that voted against it. Well, one of the main reasons is because of his wife's involvement in the 2020.
Yeah, which I agree with.
She got out. She got caught up in that. And since we're talking about Washington, D.C., the House passes what they're going to call the Active Shooter Alert Bill. It passed 260 to 169 with 43 Republicans breaking ranks to join the Democrats in voting for it. They did this on last Thursday, and it would allow law enforcement to deploy an Amber Alert-like phone notification system in active shooter situation. So kind of be like the Amber Alert that scared the shit out of you at 3:15 in the morning. So they're looking to get that passed. And woke up this morning to another, I don't think it was a mass shooting, but there was a shooting up. I can't remember where it was, but thank God for that citizen who legally was able to carry a weapon, and he killed the shooter. So
where was this?
I can't remember right offhand. I gotta look it up. I heard it early this morning.
There was a shooter that ran into a comedy.
Yeah, I saw that on yesterday too.
Charlotte yesterday.
Oh, that was up in Charlotte?
It was Charlotte, North Carolina, with the comedian. I can't think of his name. He has an afro.
Oh yeah, Craig. He played on The Office. Craig Robinson.
Yeah.
Craig Robinson. Yeah, I saw that story on yesterday. So, and then last but not least, is this my last one? Let me see. Let me get this politics stuff out of here before these birthdays. The House votes to restore early termination rights despite the lack of Senate support. Democrats made a first legislative response to the overturning of Roe versus Wade by way of the House with the vote to restore the early termination rights. And I don't think you were here when this Roe versus Wade thing went down. As a woman in America who has two beautiful kids, when this went down a few weeks ago, what did you think? Or did you already know the shit was going to happen because they leaked the damn paper back then and you prepared for it?
Yeah, we already knew it was coming. But my opinion is, yet again, men are trying to control women. I mean, it's a act of control. We already know what the racial implications are, and what, the reasons why they did it. You can kind of...
Because Caucasian women were not having babies anymore.
Right. And they also abort their babies, percentage wise, a lot more frequently. So I already know the reason why. But what they have not really talked about publicly is the effects of what it's going to look like for also the boys, right? With these young girls not being able to abort, it also affects young boys. Young boys going to school, continuously going to school, higher education, income. So when it starts hitting that community, when their boys can't go to school or, be the earners that they potentially could have been, then that's when that conversation will come up again.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with our community. Of course, I don't necessarily believe in it, right? However, I do know that there's necessary reasons why people have to get abortions.
Got you.
Yeah.
Hell, I remember back in the 80s, boy, they'd be like, here, take this. We're going to go half on it. Here, you take this 75 and you put your 75 to it and it's a wrap. But now, like you said, I think that was one of the main reasons too, population control from a point to where more Caucasian Americans, because when you look statistically, like black and brown folks we're beginning to outpopulate.
And that's always been a conversation, even when I was in high school, that predicting the day when minorities were going to outweigh Caucasian European people.
Yeah.
So that's always been a fear, and so right now it's kind of scary.
And last but not least, on his show called The Verdict with Ted Cruz, the senator from Texas, discussed the vulnerability of Obergefell versus Hodges decision, saying that it was clearly wrong. For those that don't know, that was the decision made by the Supreme Court to legalize gay marriage back in 2015, and Ted Cruz came out and said that it was clearly wrong. What are these damn politicians doing? What are they thinking these days?
Well, I mean, they're not thinking. Because to me, I was just talking yesterday because they had the special on, what's the guy's name? Barron? Is it Barron?
Sacha Baron Cohen. Baron. Oh, okay.
No, the one that was the kingmaker for Trump. I can't think of his name right now.
Oh, Bannon. Steve Bannon.
Thank you. So just looking at the destruction of, just our political system, just in general, America is in a really bad place. And when I say that, it's just the temperature, the attitude, the things that are underlying that's, coming about, people's attitudes towards each other. It's just not the same. Like, the presidency is not looked at the same. I was just saying, when's the last time that they actually showed the Easter egg hunt
at the true.
The White House?
Yeah.
So that's totally gone. In the last 6 years, that we just don't have the adoration or the respect for the White House anymore.
Hell, we don't even have centers in basketball anymore.
Exactly.
There's no more Shaqs. There's no more Kareem Abdul-Jabbars. There's no more Hakeem Olajuwons. There's none of that anymore. No more David Robinsons. But is it a fault of the United States of America because we're such a free and open country that we allow that to happen? We put ourselves in that position because we're such a we're so what do they look at Americans as? Arrogant, overly sensitive, I guess. You know what I'm saying? Entitled. That's the word I was looking for. That's how they look at America. That's why when
dumb, ignorant, stupid, all those stuff.
Because we're a society where everybody gets an opinion. Yeah, everything goes. I'm not saying that we should be, on lockdown, but some things, like I always say, the separation of the parties have always killed me. Like when I was young, I really didn't care, but it was the Democrats versus the Republicans. Once again, it's the separation. That's what America does, is we separate each other.
I mean, but it's also conversations that you never really have. If you say, okay, here we go, this is how our history started. It wasn't necessarily the prettiest.
No, it was not.
However, we're going to, acknowledge, we're going to compensate, and we're going to make it whole, right? And then also acknowledge those who, let's just say poor whites, because typically that's where the cancer starts, because you got the higher hierarchy of the 1% of the population that controls the bottom, right? To keep us fighting, to keep the less privileged Caucasians fighting with the black people, right? And so you cause that confusion. You never really, heal anything because you're trying to control it.
You're trying to control it. Yeah, you're just trying to control it.
And so you then, as a result, we have what we have today.
Robert Kiyosaki's book said it Rich Dad, Poor Dad, back in the day. There's going to come a point to where there are only two classes, rich and poor. Middle class is going to be eliminated, and And we see that in everything that we do every day. And I always say this on the show. Always say this. The older we get, the more BS we're going to see in society. Just like your parents, like you mentioned, your dad's in his 70s. I can only imagine the things that he saw 20 years prior to me being born, you know what I'm saying, compared to where America is today. Right. So the longer we live on this earth, guess what? We're going to see stuff like that, and we're going to see things evolve, like you say, like with the presidency, you know, in professional sports, women in America. A couple of weeks ago, we announced that the first African-American woman to become president of the Las Vegas Raiders team. You know, just seeing things like the first African-American vice president, you know, things like that. We're going to start seeing those things over time. And I think, like I say, as long as we live, we're going to see these things. And going back to America being arrogant, wife and I preparing to go to Barcelona here in a couple of weeks, and I pull up this thing like you know, things you should know when you go to Barcelona. Guess what the first thing said on there?
What does it say?
Assuming that everybody speaks English.
Oh yeah, don't do that.
Assuming everybody speaks English. You know how it is when we go to let's say we go to Mexico. We go down to Mexico, you know, quick little hour flight. We can make that assumption because it's such a touristy place. Like they're going to speak the English language. But when you go into foreign countries like that, no.
The deeper you go into Mexico, the less English.
Right. Once
in Cancun and Tulum and, you know, Riviera Maya on the beach, they speak English. Mexico City, not so much.
Mess around in Mexico City, your ass be coming home with a kilo of cocaine in your bag. Wonder why you going to jail.
That's racist.
Hey, why is it racist?
Because you're just assuming that the Mexicans sell cocaine. You can say you can go to, you know, Old National, you come home with a bag of drugs. Oh, that's racist. They say black people sell drugs.
You go to Old National, you come home with a carton of Black and Mild.
And a prostitute.
That's where they be hanging out at up there? Wow.
You hadn't seen them?
No.
Oh, okay. You don't drive down Old National very often.
Yeah, I'll be messing with Old National like that. Hey, today's show brought to you by Nikita Todd and the Team Todd Realty Group. When we come back, we got your birthdays and shout outs. Also, too, we got some more questions for Nikita. Hold on. Let me tease her with one. Hold on. Get out of the doghouse, Dave, if you're in the doghouse. Oh, this is a good one. Two of them. We got two. No, we got three of them. Okay. So this one, set you up for this one. Is there a reason why my home's assessed value differs compared to the market value? I want you to think about that when we come back. Hey, when we come back, we got your birthdays and shout outs. We got your national days. We got your on these days. We got all. No, we did all that. Don't go nowhere. It's mornings. Michael, Friends, Power 108.9.
Keep up with Power 108.9 on social media. Instagram
@Power 108.9
and Facebook
@Power 108.9.
It's the exact same thing. It's at Power 108.9.
Power 108.9, a station for the people. Honest question. Do you really know what's going on in the Metro Atlanta real estate market?
I own half of Atlanta. You believe that? Real estate.
Team Todd Realty Group. Atlanta has become a hotbed for real estate, and it's consistently growing by the day. Nikita Todd and the good folks with Team Todd Realty Group are here to assist you with any of your real estate needs. Looking to buy a house?
What I would tell a first-time home buyer is to make sure that you have saved adequately.
Thinking about that investment property?
Reach out to me because, of course, I have a lot of resources.
Or trying to sell your house?
It's always best to consult with your realtor first. We have options to get your house on the market as quickly as possible, and we also have other options to where you can purchase with cash and sell your home later. So it's always best to consult a realtor because we have a lot of tricks of the trade that not everybody's privy to.
Don't wait another minute. Go to www.teamtoddrealty.com for more information. Team Todd Realty Group.
Business casual attire. So apparently Dominique Williams did not come in business. Wilkins, sorry. What I say?
I'm about to say Dominique Williams plays for the College Park Astros.
Dominique Wilkins. You so silly.
Power 108.9. A station for the people.
What's going on, y'all? This is Tony Hightower, and you are listening to Power 108.9.
Hey, welcome back. Mornings with Michael and Friends. Power 108.9. Today's show is being brought to you by Nikita Todd and the Team Todd Realty Group, dedicated to helping people realize the dream of home ownership. Hey, if you're celebrating a birthday today, happy birthday to you. Birthdays are brought to you by our very own Oliver Adams. Shout out to you, Coach. Y'all can check out his new book. It's called Fix Your Credit, Transform Your Life. And you check it out on his website right there, oliveradams.com. Birthdays today. Vin Diesel, 55.
Really?
Has nothing to do with Vin Diesel, but Tasha and I went to go see the Jurassic Park Saturday. It was good. It was a good movie.
I saw, Hank and I saw Top Gun.
Oh, yeah, we
The whole
seen
time
that
we
one.
were like, it was good.
Y'all didn't go to that movie theater where your seats be moving and shit, did you?
No, we didn't. We're never going back there again. You trust and believe. We went to our favorite iPick.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Also celebrating birthday today, Priyanka Chopra is 40 years old. She played on the TV series, was it FBI on ABC, and she's also married to a
Jonas Brother. Is that
Jonas
right?
Brother, yes.
Okay.
Thank you. I almost said a style brother, but I don't think Harry has any brothers. Also, actress Kristen Bell turns 42 years old today. Wendy Williams is 58 years old today. Richard Branson is 72 years old today. Richard Branson, a.k.a. Virgin, a.k.a. signed Janet Jackson to a record deal back in the day. Mm-hmm. Bam. You didn't know that, did you?
I didn't know that.
Okay. Also, Benzino turns 57. MIA, I think that's how you say her name. Then the Swagger Like Us. Why I got 48? MIA is not no damn 48 years old.
I don't know.
No, she's not 48. I gotta look this up right now. I had to write the wrong number down.
But I'm 46, so that makes sense.
The girl from Swagger Like Us?
Yeah.
No.
That's an old song, Michael.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Hold on, I'm about to find out. Birthday. Oh no, today's her birthday, right? All I gotta do is just type it in right here. Hold on. She can't be that damn old. Swagger Like Us? Where's she at? Damn. She's 46. I wrote the wrong. I meant to hit 6. Damn, I didn't know she was that old. All right, my bad. Anyway, also Penny Hardaway. Y'all remember? You remember Anthony Hardaway?
Yes, I love Penny. I have a story about Penny.
Okay, and WB birthday for today. WB birthdays would have been, if he would have been here today, he would have been celebrating his 104th birthday today. Nelson Mandela passed away at the age of 95. And then also on yesterday, a couple of belated birthdays. Luke Bryan had a birthday. Jeremiah had a birthday, the singer. David Hasselhoff, a.k.a. Knight Rider, had a birthday on yesterday. Donald Sutherland had a birthday yesterday. Okay. Kiefer Sutherland, daddy. And then
I thought he was dead.
Nah, Donald's still here, ain't he? Or he a WB. He still had a birthday yesterday.
Oh, okay.
And then Camilla Parker Bowles. You know who that is?
I think
the prince's husband. Wife. The one he left for Diana. The mistress. So she turned 74 years old today.
Okay.
Princess Diana would have been 61 years old today. I didn't know he was that much younger than her.
What do you mean? He's older than she is.
She was that much younger than him.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's 13 years older than what Diana. So he got him an old lady.
Yeah.
He couldn't keep up with Diana, huh?
Because him and Camilla, based on how I remember the story being told, they kind of grew up together, and she was marked. He wanted to marry her because he was in love with her.
Oh, okay.
But something happened with her, like in the society, where she was kind of like shunned because she might have been a little too loose. And that's when they went and found Diana, when she was nice and virgin-y and nice and pleasant. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Look, he said it's a little bit too loose. She was giving up them draws.
Yeah, to everybody.
To everybody. You got a story about Penny.
No, well, not him specifically. So what makes me like him, I already liked him as a basketball player. But I was in college, you know how, we had a lot of international students. And so this one particular student, he and I were pretty close. He was Japanese. And so I always knew him as Penny. And so one day I said, is that your real name? He was like, I said, that is not your real name. And so he finally told me his real name, which is something I couldn't pronounce, which is the reason why he took the name Penny. He said, my favorite basketball player is Penny.
Oh, okay. And that's where the name
so
came
it's
from.
always stuck out to me.
There you go.
Yeah.
Her Penny Hardaway story. Hey, also, it was on this day back in 1936, the first Oscar Mayer Wiener Mobile rolled off the General Body Company's floor up in Chicago, Illinois. And it was also on this day back in 1947 that U.S. President Truman, y'all didn't know this, but Truman signed what they call the Presidential Succession Act, which placed the Speaker of the House and the Senate President pro tempore next in line of succession after the Vice President. So for those that don't know, if something happens to the president and the vice president, the next person in line is going to be the Speaker in the House. And it is true, Jack Bauer had a show on ABC called
Was it
not Last Person Standing, but Left Behind or something like that.
I know the one that you're talking about.
But what they do is whenever they have a State of the Union, they leave a person behind if something happens in the Capitol and they lose everybody. Like, that's true. Like, they do that for real. And in that TV show, that actually happened. Something happened
It was
to
a bomb.
everybody. Yeah, it was a bomb. Yeah. Spoiler alert, you got to warn people.
That's at the beginning of the show.
But still, though, you got to give them an opportunity to be able to see it.
Oh, okay. But you just told them what it was about.
I'm watching Pearl Harbor.
Is that
on
good?
Netflix? Yeah.
Really?
Not the Ben Affleck, John. I'm talking about the true story, the
Okay.
Pearl Harbor. Like, they doing like detailed account of what happened. Like, we really got caught slipping on Pearl Harbor.
I know we got caught slipping.
Yeah, we wasn't paying attention.
But the thing about it is, all the warning signs were there. For Pearl Harbor, because of course I think they were getting like telegrams or SOS?
Yeah, they were getting telegrams. Yeah. But back then though, it ain't like today hitting send and the message come right over.
That, but I'm saying they did receive the information.
They
it just
did.
wasn't analyzed, from my understanding, from what I
No,
can
it was
remember.
analyzed. Like you said, it just wasn't taken seriously. And by the time the Japanese got to a point where they were almost to Oahu, when the telegraph got there, the guy who was delivering the telegram to the military folks, he got caught in traffic in Honolulu, which slowed it down. And by the time it got there, it was already a wrap. But we weren't prepared as a nation. I think one of the things I saw, which was very important in the bombing of Pearl Harbor, was how we had our airplanes grouped together. Normally in a situation, you will have your airplanes scattered away from each other. But the way Pearl Harbor was set up and where the airfield, I think it was Wheeler. It was either Wheeler or Hickam Air Force Base where they hit initially, because they were looking to destroy the planes, because as soon as they start bombing Pearl Harbor, planes could be able to take off and begin to shoot down. But anyway, because of the Japanese presence in Hawaii at that time, they put the planes together because they were more afraid of citizens of Hawaii attacking the planes versus an air attack, and that's how we got caught slipping with the plane, so many planes being destroyed. So it was a cool story. Like, if they would have taught this shit in high school this way, I would have paid attention.
Yeah. And that it just being an event without
in a book. In a book. It was no cliff notes, none of that stuff. They just read it out of a book. Nobody want to hear that.
We're currently watching The Man Who Fell to Earth on Showtime.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
TV show or
it's a television
show.
show.
Okay.
And then, what I do want to watch is the Secret of Victoria's Secrets or something like that, because of course it's tied in with Weinstein.
Okay.
What's
Harvey?
his name? No, Epstein.
Jeffrey.
Epstein.
Yeah, Jeffrey Epstein. Tasha been on this she been on these new African shows on Netflix.
And they're good.
Yeah, she been following that.
Yeah, they're good. It's something different.
I think they got some Tyler Perry costume designers over there. Got them lace fronts that they be
their
rocking.
budget is not so big, but the content is good. The wigs too.
And this is we talk about TV last night. Bill Tasha be watching 60 Minutes. I would have never thought as a youngin' that I would be watching 60 Minutes as much as my grandmother used to watch it. But they had the guy from Gucci on there, the head designer in Gucci, fresh to death.
Really?
And we found out that they be making that Gucci over there in Italy.
Right, it's an Italian brand.
Yeah, and one of the actors, what the actor is his name? I can't remember his name. He just recently won an Academy Award. He said he purposely wears fake Gucci around the guy because they're good friends. Because he's a sponsor he sponsors Gucci. So every time he's on every time he's on the red carpet, he be rocking Gucci. But when he's casually like around the design, he'll wear fake Gucci. And he said the guy would be like, that is fake Gucci.
And why do you have that on? I did not design that.
So that was pretty good. Hey, Nikita Todd is in the building with us today, man, and we're answering some of your questions. And the question we did before birthdays, is there a reason why my home's assessed value differs compared to what the market value is?
And yes. So your assessed value is based off of, the county appraiser coming in to look at the improvements of land, and then of course the construct that's on the land. So that's always going to be, or you want it to be, less than what your actual value is, because they evaluate your taxes based on that assessed value. As far as your market value has everything to do with who's willing to purchase what at what price. So that's a fluctuating value. And although, assessed value is too, but that's always going to be lower than your actual value.
What we've learned in the past 12, 16 months or so that I always say is that value is determined by what somebody will pay for it,
Absolutely.
right? Because we saw in the past real estate markets where, I put a $200,000 price tag on my house, but folks is willing to give $275, $285, which actually changes the value because that's the value that it's worth to someone else,
today.
right?
Correct.
Worth to that person specifically. How confident should a person be when they're looking at their property and going to these other websites outside of MLS? Y'all still got FMLS too?
Yes, we do.
Outside of those, with the internet based ones, like what is it, like the Zillows and places like that,
and all those things.
with those numbers that you see on there, how confident can you be in those numbers?
So when these sites first started coming up, you couldn't really trust them because of course they were just guessing, just because of course our court systems are so far behind with recordings based on what's actual. So in the beginning it was kind of hard to really trust them, right? But now they've gotten better, algorithms have gotten better, reporting has gotten better, and so therefore you can kind of trust them a little bit more. But where you really can trust is a realtor, because of course they're looking at actual sales. And so the confidence comes from pulling what sold in your building, what sold in your neighborhood, what sold within a mile from you in your radius. That's where you can really understand what your value is based on a 3.2 or 4.2, whatever size house you have and how many bedrooms you have. A realtor can pull the comps to tell you what's sold around you to kind of give you an idea what the value is. Of course, things change based on the condition and actual location. If your subdivision is better than the other one or have more amenities,
community,
it's a lot of things that that go into that factor. But you can get a range based off of what sold previously.
So it's kind of comparing, kind of looking at like how y'all didn't mess with Harvey Levin back in the day on TMZ. Y'all would just chump off his stories like as if they weren't factual. But now when you look to see if something is for real, the first place you go is to TMZ because Harvey dropping that knowledge on y'all.
Correct.
Yeah.
But that doesn't hold true for these other syndicated sites. You still need to have an actual physical person to pull comps for you.
There you go.
It's a little bit more reliable.
Nikita Todd, Team Todd Realty Group. How they can contact you, Shawty?
They can always contact me on my cell at 404-379-6239, or they can follow me on any social media platforms at Nikita Todd Realtor.
Hey, I gotta say good morning to my man Mookie G. What up, Mookie G? Gotta say good morning to Pops. What up, Pops? Pops, you'll love this story right here. Yeah, despite rapidly rising inflation, one of your favorite stores, Costco's, have said that they will not, I repeat, they will not be raising the prices of their $1.50 hot dogs. Yeah. Hot dog and soda combo. I didn't realize it was a hot dog and soda combo for $1.50.
Yeah.
What? That's available at their stores, but they may still increase the price of their membership. Yeah, Costco says that it won't raise the prices of their famous $1.50 hot dogs, and they're going to keep it that way. And it's been that way since 1985. Believe it or not. But they refuse to rule out raising their $60 annual membership fees to cover the cost of inflation. So you may have to pay it. You Costco
I used
Costco?
to be.
Okay.
I used to be when I lived a little bit closer to it.
Got you.
It's not as convenient as it was before, so not right now.
Yeah, we used to do the BJ's jump when we was out in Powder Springs, but they closed it down. But then I also got banned too by Tasha.
Why? Oh, because you were bringing home too much junk.
Too much shit, too much stuff. Yeah, that we didn't need. It was just like I understand how you get in trouble with that stuff. It's like, what you gonna do with 97 rolls of toilet paper, sir? You damn hoarder, you. All right, here we go. Last question. Moving properties Monday for Nikita. What happens if I decide to back out of buying a house?
Well, it depends on what stage you are in the in your contract.
I'm at the closing table.
Oh, if you're at the closing table. Okay, so if you're at the
No,
closing
talk about the stages though.
So, but the stages, you have, several contingency stages within the contract. Your first stage is going to be your due diligence, depending on how many days you have negotiated into your contract. Will give you an opportunity to back out of your contract and still get your earnest money back. There is another layer that if you don't have due diligence, you can do, the right to inspect. So if you inspect, items come back, you present it to the seller, they're not willing to fix or repair, then that's another option that you can back out of the contract and still have your earnest money. Once you pass that first stage of inspection period, it gets harder to back out of the contract. Typically, your next phase is going to be your appraisal and financing contingencies. That protects you in the contract. So let's just say if you lost your job prior to closing, then that would be a reason why the underwriter can't approve you for a loan. If the house doesn't appraise and the seller is unwilling to meet you in the middle or meet you halfway or just altogether reduce the price. If you can't afford to come up with the difference, then that's another option of backing out of the contract. Once you pass those contingency phases, after that, there's really no out at all unless you want to get sued. You don't hear about it that often here in Atlanta. I'm sure in other markets you may have some places where you get sued for backing out, but there's so little money in trying to chase people to sue them. Typically, the only compensation that you're going to get as a seller will be their earnest money.
That earnest money, yeah.
Realtors can also sue for their commission. You don't see it as often, but it just really depends on how egregious the situation is, whether a broker is going to actually spend the money to go after their commissions after you've committed to purchasing something and we're past all those contingency phases. So it just really matters on the situation.
Because that'll put a ugly stamp on the real estate agent, the broker itself coming after a person for something like that. So
right.
sometimes,
but it just really depends on how egregious the situation is.
Yeah, egregious is a word I probably wouldn't have used, but yeah, how messed up the situation is.
Messed up.
Yeah, how about that?
Same thing.
Rose always trying to use big words in here. That be killing me.
I thought we were professionals.
We are professionals.
Yeah, but egregious is not a big word.
To me, it is.
Oh, okay.
Egregious isn't a word that I use every day.
Okay.
I probably would never use egregious.
Okay.
Never, ever.
But after today, you will.
Only when you're here. I'm going to see if I can find a way to. That's our power word of the day, ladies and gentlemen. As a matter of fact, you know what? I've always been saying we was going to have a power word of the day. Hold on.
Today marks today.
Today marks today. Egregious. U.S. Did that spell it right? Just sound it out. Anyway, so egregious is our power word of the day.
Okay.
Shout out to our egregiously friends up in Philly Jams 95.3. Did I use that right?
No, you didn't.
Okay. Jams 95.3 up in Philly. Our folks up there at Indy 101.5 in Jersey. And, of course, our folks up there at Fluent Radio in Chicago. Hey, if y'all need some real estate help up there, Nikita got y'all.
I do.
Yeah, you send some buyers right up there to them folks, right?
I will.
You drive right on up there, won't you?
No.
Not driving?
I have partners up there.
But what's your maximum driving range now? No, you still be driving. You still be on that road, don't you?
I will drive for,
What's the max?
Probably no more than 40.
40 hours?
Oh, you're talking about in hours. I'm talking about in, miles.
No. The max miles, like going somewhere. Road tripping.
Okay.
What's your max?
So I'll say typically, and this is not the average, I will only go to 4 hours. What is that, like?
4 hours max?
Yeah, that's Charlotte, right?
Yeah.
Because that's where my sister lives. But 2 weeks, this past week, I drove all the way from Fort Lauderdale. And that was only because we were moving, from Fort Lauderdale.
You was in a U-Haul? You was driving a U-Haul?
No, actually we weren't. We were in my SUV. We only had a small amount of stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. How many hours is that?
That's a lot. That's if we drove it straight, it would have been 10 to 12 hours. God. But we broke it up.
That's like a DC drive.
Yeah,
Woo.
it's long.
Yeah,
and I don't like those. If it's past 4 hours, I'm on a plane.
Yeah, I think 4 used to be the max, but I think I could do 5.
Yeah,
I think I could do
That's
5.
Destin.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We did a little drive down there to 30A, and it's about 5. It was about 5 hours, a little bit under 5. I can do that, but that's the max.
That's it.
I'm not going any further than that because I hate to drive back.
Yes,
too.
it's always great to go.
Yeah, we so excited.
Yeah, he's so excited. We're on a road trip. Time to come back.
Time to come back. God damn, we should have flew down here. That's how it is. Hey, today's show is brought to you by Nikita Todd and the Team Todd Realty Group. How can people keep in touch with you?
They can keep in touch with me by going to teamtoddrealtygroup.com, following me on social media at Nikita Todd Realtor, or giving me a call at 404-379-6239.
And shout out to Big Bank Hank. You said, what was the name of that city? What city that was? We were talking about the shooting this morning.
Greenwood, Indiana.
There you go. Thank you. Got a producer out there in the streets. Yeah. Got a reporter out there in the streets. Hey, congratulations to a Detroit man, he's 56 years old, who spent 25 years in prison for a crime that he did not commit. It was a lawsuit filed against the city after cops actually switched bullets to frame him for murder back in 1992, where after 25 years of being locked up, they finally come to a conclusion with this man's settlement, $7.5 million with the city of Detroit. So
I saw an article where
hopefully
they
can give him his money.
They were trying to do away with punitive damages.
For
those people who they've been wrongly accused.
Cash at me my money. I am not waiting on a check from no damn Detroit.
Bankrupt.
I am not. Get my money today. Hey, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, hey, tune in tomorrow. Yeah, we're back tomorrow, same time, same channel. And remember, you can listen to Power 108.9 24/7. All you got to do is visit the website. You know what the website is, Nikita?
I do. Power1089.com.
There you go. Hey, or you can just simply say, hey, Alexa, play Power 108.9. Hey, if you don't believe me, all you got to do is just check out our little one. We'll see y'all tomorrow.
Y'all, this is Malik McFadden.